Hi, beautiful being under the stratosphere. Welcome to my channel, Stratosphere Empowered Wellbeing. It has been a journey to get here, and I'm so excited to share all this content and learn from all our interactions, learn from our comments, learn from our experiences. I'm so excited to share what happened to me in my life and how I went from being in an emotional crisis that at the time felt there was no spiral upward from there, all the way to becoming vibrant. And the name Stratosphere Empowered Wellbeing came from my search to continually desire to heal and get better. Let's heal and get better, heal and get better. And there was a long period where I was underneath the surface of the water and just bobbing with my head up, and then things would go down again, and then bobbing with my head up. And I remember thinking, when is this going to pass? When am I going to live my true flourishing life? When does this break? Like, when is this gonna shift, gonna change? And then I just forgot about it. I forgot about wanting to heal and aspire more in my dreams. I was so thrown down with what had happened to me in my life, which you will learn about in this channel. There's actually already a playlist up that goes from my vibrational lows to my vibrational highs, and I just completed it last week, so go ahead and check that out if you want to hear the story. That's like, I couldn't fit the whole story into this one video, but I did want to do a video to welcome you, to say if you're anywhere in that spectrum of coming out of a crisis or actually in an emotional crisis at this time, there is a vibrant life, emotion, frequency. The feelings will change, it will evolve, and you will grow out of what it is. But there are a few key things that I knew I could have benefited from if I would have had a tribe or a mentor or an older sister even. No, they were like, family has been so limited these days, and we move away and we're far away, and I believe all these little steps could have been made so much easier for me had I implemented a few of these things sooner. So that's why I'm here to share with you how to go on this Become Vibrant journey. If that's where you have your, I believe everyone should be on the Let's Become Vibrant journey, but Stratosphere comes from my views and my visions from the Andes Mountains, because we're so high up where my home is back home that you're literally in the stratosphere, like the striped colors of the sky are there. And I just, moving to my home in the Cordillera of the Andes was just one of the most healing things that happened to me in my life. So tick that box off, like the place matters. And then well-being was this search. And I thought I was just having a regular life until something really threw me down, and I was not expecting to have such a tremendous low. That well-being, just even being at peace, felt super good. But I knew that, you know, when you get comfortable, that you can cap it there. And I knew there was more. I knew there was more potential for feeling full and fulfilled and full of joy. So I just kept going. I just kept going. Once I was there, I was like, what is there further out there? But it was a combination of several things. And then empowerment was, if we can take well-being to a state of realization, an optimization that's that's so precise, that's been so polished, we can live empowerment from our own healthy internal state. Now I kind of divided for myself 5 pillars of frequency that I have. There's the physical, the mental, the relational, the spiritual, and I have put in a separate category this of finances, career, job, like all the things we have to do to integrate into the 3rd dimension, which is surviving in society. Right? All of these pillars, the whole channel is for you to explore which one of these frequencies, which one of these pillars in my life is the one that is the lowest, and pulling in the other frequencies. Which one is making everything kind of condensed? Because if you can access this lower frequency point, it just can bring this lift, this outer relief. Now everything else can start to go back in its natural spiral. Gradually, it's not going to maybe be, although sometimes it is. And then also anchor yourself from what is already spiraling high. So sometimes we spend a lot of time digging in the grunge, but then it's like our whole environment, our mind, everything we're doing is about the problem. And I really liked the offering that I received when they offered me, and they say, at times it's best to just grow the good. So instead of focusing on this, if I keep growing the good, if I keep this over, if I maximize this frequency, because it is a vibration within my body, then it'll overpower and override the other one. At some point, I believe it, that this one would not be able to withstand the magnitude of your higher frequency and vibration. So consider that. But what I liked and how we worked it in therapy is that like we gave us a hit of this, like brought our frequency up, boom, and then from there access the lower frequencies to work on and dissolve them, which gives you a much, like you are riding, that is like a catapult, no? Because you are shrinking the time, no? You're folding the time in, just letting this dissolve on its own, because you're taking direct access from a higher point of frequency. So yes, throughout the channel, it's an exploration of frequencies, yours, those around you, and trying to pinpoint and find for yourself what is the frequency. There is access to a recognition call. This is a technique that I have manufactured that after 10 years of therapy with my therapist, that I discovered and explored with her, and we talked about with her what we were doing exactly, how this was coming about, that how can I transition something without actually changing the something. So many times in our mind we think, yes, but once they change, once it's resolved, once I have the money, once it's the perfect guy, you know, once I can get my mind right. But a lot of times the change is not going to happen outside. And it's not even, yeah, it's so subtle. It's so amazing. It's just, there's an internal, you were here and just, and now you're here. These two lines, even though I changed maybe 2 centimeters of angle, they will never connect again. They will never touch again, because this will continually go that way, and this vibration and frequency will continually go that way until you decide to But why would you do that once you have the tools? And these are what I call, I have it written down here. I wrote it down. I thought it was so cool. Your codes, no? To unlock these codes gives you precision in your direction. No. And your vibration holds the codes. That's what I wrote down. So cool. Also let you know, disclaimer here, I do these videos all in one. So there's no editing, no special effects, no scripting. It is what it is when it comes out in the month. There's no filters. I've just got this lovely new microphone and another one over there where I can play the music simultaneously. Hopefully the music will not overpower my voice. This is just the second recording that I've tried it on because there's so much frequency in music that I would love to play something that's uplifting. This one seems a little bit more somber. I would normally choose something a little more, but that's what YouTube gave me that said it was over 20 minutes. I didn't know how long we were gonna go, but special time in my life, learning how to make these videos for you, for us, for everyone around us, and learning how to manage some of the technical aspects that can make your experience a little bit more high vibe. All right, that's it. I'm looking forward to sharing content with you. And yeah, like and subscribe and hit the notification bell because I'm getting on a roll, and it's kind of nice to follow through. That's what I found when I've left and I'm like, oh, I haven't heard from that person I was watching, and I realized I hadn't put the notification bell for them. And I don't follow many people, but I felt like I was behind in the story. So I was like, oh, that does make a difference. So go ahead and hit the notification bell, because then we can follow along together in the same frequency, in the same mind wave, and see where we're going. All right, so I hope the channel can become a blessing to you, a resource to you, a form of anything where it's like exploration, discovery, investigation. This is so wonderful for me because you get to realize things on your own. And when your own mind can see where it needs to shift or what it needs to do, there you have the more like wonderful, magnificent change happens. We don't operate very well when they tell us what to do, but if we can explore it on our own, I think our mind, our body, our emotions, we're very willing. We're like, yeah, I just learned this about myself. And then that accessing that shift in the code is a wonderful moment, sometimes called the aha moments. But for me, aha moments are like, just like, aha, right? But this is a different level, like seeing where you can shift your own frequency code. That's you're like, ugh. There's like no words for that. Let's do that. That's like underground aha moments. All right, well, this has been lovely. May you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in any of the rest of the videos in the channel. Bye-bye, take care.